He slammed the door and shouted, "You can't live here anymore, Mom. I'm done." His voice echoed through the hallway of the big suburban house, the same house she'd worked 2 jobs to help him keep. Margaret stood frozen, suitcase in hand, eyes glistening. "Daniel," she said softly, "this isn't you. What's gotten into you?" He scoffed. "What's gotten into me? You, acting like you still run my life. You're not even my real mom." The words hit her harder than any slap. She blinked, her lips trembling, but she didn't argue. She just nodded slowly. "All right, sweetheart," she whispered, "if that's how you feel." As she stepped out the door, the cold wind stung her face. The boy she had raised, fed, loved, was gone. Behind her, Daniel's girlfriend leaned in the doorway, smirking. "Told you she was holding you back," she said. Margaret didn't reply. She just dragged her small, old suitcase down the driveway and disappeared into the evening fog. What Daniel didn't know, what no one knew, was that the woman he had just thrown out of his house wasn't some helpless old lady. For 15 years, she had quietly run a real estate business under another name. The same woman now walking away in tears was hiding $9.5 million in assets, stocks, and property. And as she turned the corner, a single tear rolled down her cheek, followed by a faint smile. "You'll learn soon enough," she whispered to herself. A week passed, and Daniel barely thought about her. He and his girlfriend, Tessa, had moved her things out completely and replaced the old family photos with their own. "Finally feels like our house," Tessa said, sipping wine on the couch. Daniel nodded, pretending he didn't feel the quiet echo in the walls. For the first time, the house felt empty, and not in a good way. Meanwhile, across town, Margaret sat in a cozy cafe with her old friend and lawyer, Mr. Jenkins. He slid a brown envelope toward her. "Everything's ready, Margaret," he said gently. "The trust transfer papers, the investment summaries, all $9.5 million of it." She looked out the window, her voice calm. "He's not ready yet. He needs to learn what real value means." Mr. Jenkins nodded. "So what will you do now?" She smiled faintly. "Start over, maybe reopen my old bakery. I miss seeing people smile for something I made with my hands, not just my money." Back at the house, Daniel's problems started piling up. The bills were late, the mortgage notice came in, and his big investment, that Tessa convinced him to try, had already lost half its value. "Relax," she said, rolling her eyes, "we'll just sell the extra land your mom bought." Daniel frowned. "What land?" Tessa shrugged. "Didn't you check her papers? There's something under her name. You're probably the beneficiary now." Daniel opened his laptop, searching through property records, and then froze. Right there, under an alias he'd never heard before, Margaret Ellis Holdings, was a long list of properties, worth millions. He leaned back in shock. "What the hell?" he whispered. Tessa smirked. "Guess your old lady wasn't so poor after all." But Daniel wasn't smiling. His hands trembled as he muttered, "What have I done?" That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He kept staring at the ceiling, the sound of his mother's voice replaying in his head. If that's how you feel, he thought she was weak, that she needed him. But now, every word she said felt heavier. The next morning, he drove across town, searching for her. The guilt was eating him alive. When he reached her old apartment, the neighbor said, "Oh, her. She moved out a few days ago. Left smiling though. Said she was going somewhere peaceful." Daniel didn't understand what that meant, but something about smiling stung his chest. He drove to every place he could think of, the park, the grocery store, even the church she used to visit. Nothing. Meanwhile, Margaret was miles away, standing in front of a small, beautiful bakery with a "coming soon" sign. She wore an apron again, just like old times. A young girl walked by and smiled. "Are you opening this place?" Margaret smiled back. "Yes, dear, just something simple." Later that day, she got a call. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. "Hello." Silence. Then a shaky voice. "Mom, it's me." She closed her eyes, took a breath. "Daniel." He spoke quickly, his voice breaking. I found out everything. The properties, the company, you built all that, didn't you?" She stayed quiet. "Mom, I'm sorry. I don't even know why I said those things. I was stupid, I was angry. Please, just come home." Margaret's tone was gentle but firm. "Home, Daniel? You mean the house I bought, the one you kicked me out of?" He swallowed hard. "I'll fix it, Mom. I'll make it right. She smiled sadly, though he couldn't see it. I don't need you to fix it, son. I just need you to learn from it. There was silence on the line. Then she said softly, you took me for granted because you thought I had nothing. Maybe now you'll understand. Worth isn't measured in money or names, it's in heart. Before hanging up, she added one last thing, but don't worry. I still love you, Daniel. Always have. And for the first time, he realized, losing her was the most expensive mistake of his life.